Hey, you! Yes, both of you! Over here!
Oh.
I've been keeping an eye on you for a while now.
Hello everyone, I'm Aren, and welcome back to Genshin Impact. We are in the middle of an investigation. I actually just teleported back here because, I had to leave to be able to do all the daily stuff in Genshin between recordings. And I stumbled upon her, I guess. We've been investigating for a couple days, so I guess she has been looking at us. Anyway, let's keep it going. Thank you so much for coming by.
Huh? You mean us?
I forgot she had little glasses, yeah.
That's right. If I'm not mistaken, you're also among those who wish to cut down the thorns and pursue the truth. No? And by the looks of it, you're not from Fontaine.
Well, you're right on the more about that one, but who are you?
Yeah.
Have you never heard of the Spina di Rosula?
Can't say I have.
From mediating disputes and providing protection to solving conundrums, you name it, Spina di Rosula does it. And I, Navia, have the honor of being its renowned president.
Okay. I still don't know what that is.
So those who play by our rules call me boss.
Alright, boss.
I'm Silver, her attendant. Pleased to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
And I'm Melus. Demoiselle's various daily needs and affairs are under my purview.
Cool.
Huh? Boss? Demoiselle? What gives with the names?
Well, I am the second generation president. Melus and the others are still used to my previous title.
My apologies, Demoiselle. Should you prefer, boss, I will endeavor to use that instead.
Well, yeah, she kind of just said that, but okay. I mean, I like this, whenever there's a faction, like some type of organization in games, it's bound to be interesting, maybe?
No
Hopefully.
need. You don't have to call me boss. Just Navia is fine.
Okay.
Cool.
If you say so. Not that we're members of Spina di Rosula anyway.
All
Are we?
merely trifling details. Never mind. Now, back to the situation at hand.
You want to investigate as well?
That's right. I've always kept an eye on the serial disappearance cases. My interest stems from a matter back from my father's time.
Gotcha. She's got kind of, I don't know a lot about aesthetics, but it feels kind of like steampunk. Yeah, very cool.
Judging from the look of things, I find Linny an unlikely mastermind.
Yeah.
Really? We think so too. That's why we're looking for clues now. But how did you come to that conclusion?
Intuition, naturally. My unparalleled intuition.
Okay.
Farina sure was quick to point the finger at Linny without any decisive evidence whatsoever, wasn't she? But that's not uncommon for her. If you remember, the Justice had to interrupt her and ask if she was pressing charges just to keep her from getting carried away.
True.
Anyway, a trial begins the moment someone levels charges. And, of course, there was no way Farina was going to back down in that situation.
Sounds more like you just don't trust the Hydro Archon.
Well, what's your opinion?
That's fair.
I must admit that she can be interesting at times, but liking her doesn't mean that I'll blindly agree with her.
Yeah, I get that.
All right, I've answered your question. Now, it's time you answer mine.
Wait a minute, did that answer count?
Well,
I don't know. Were we answering questions?
But don't worry, you won't hear any pointless questions from me.
Okay.
In your opinion, do you think it's right to treat a trial like it's an opera?
Well?
Yeah, not always. It's definitely a different way to do it.
And why would that be?
Doing so makes it easy for the truth to fall by the wayside. Some things here like a trial shouldn't be treated like entertainment. Yeah, I agree with it.
See, Silver and Melus? I told you they'd be different.
Most astute of you, Demoiselle. I too think that the Traveler's response was most excellent.
Oh, thank you.
No matter how wonderful the script or how fervent the audience's expectations may be, the trials that go on stage here must be based in fact.
I agree.
And if that can be done, boss, then...
All right, that's quite enough, Melus. Anyway, I like your answer. You pass with flying colors.
Let's go.
Now, I need to make some preparations, following which our joint investigation shall commence. You two shall be my assistants.
Okay. What?
Since when did we become assistants?
Yeah, when did that happen?
Oh, well, I can be the assistant. Sure.
What?
Or your companion, if you like. I'm really not that fussy.
The more we go, she reminds me a little bit more official. Like she's just kinda role-playing.
That's more like
You're missing the point, Paimon. Seems you've already agreed, yeah.
Far be it from me to brag, but I believe that Demoiselle's intuition will be instrumental in uncovering the truth.
Okay.
You wish to save a friend from false accusations, and we wish to unravel the disappearances. In this sense, our goals are aligned.
Yeah, I will say so. Also, again, we've only known him for like a day, right? Not even the night has passed, right? I can't quite recall, but I'm pretty sure not even a day has passed.
You have a point. You're quite the talker, aren't you, mister? And what about you over there? What do you think? You seem like you've got something on your mind.
I have nothing to add.
Really?
Oh, alrighty then.
We'll be making some preparations first. Just be sure to let us know if they start revealing Linny's tricks. Thanks!
Got it. Alright, let's go back to investigating. That was weird. We still gotta do the investigation. Yeah, we gotta do the... Well, I should probably go back to the stage. And yeah, start looking around. Let's see. Oh, there we go. White line. This is where the magic box was struck. If Cowell weren't inside the box at that moment, he might have dodged the falling water tank. Yeah. What's this?
So this is the rope that broke and caused the water tank to fall.
Yep.
The rope looks pretty durable. How can it be burned through so quickly by fireworks?
Yeah, that doesn't make a lot of sense. So either Linny didn't realize he was a safe concern, or...
Why are you suddenly so serious, Traveler?
Yeah, it sounds like sabotage. Just looking at where the rope snapped.
Whoa.
Look!
This bit is made from different material.
Is it?
Most of it was burned away, but there's still a little bit of it left.
Oh, seems to be flammable? Like a type of flash cotton, really?
So if a rope meant to hold something was made with that kind of material in it, then that means... Wait,
I mean...
why don't you write all this down? Let's take notes.
Yep, do so. That just feels like it incriminates Linny even more. So that specific part, fully custom made. Okay, well we have here... Hello, Maurice.
Hello there. What are you investigating?
Oh, this location has also been cordoned off because the Magic Troop members are currently considered prime suspects. The investigation team is still collecting evidence. The seats were all booked in advance, so we were able to deduce the missing woman's identity by checking the guest list.
Could you tell us who she is?
Sure, it's not like this is confidential information. We will publish it later anyway when we petition the public to help us find the missing person. Her name is Halsey. She's a painter from Fontaine who's made a bit of a name for herself. Apparently, she wasn't a regular at the Opera House, but she'd been feeling some pressure with her work lately, which made her decide to come see the magic show.
Again, and I haven't edited the previous episode, so I don't know. She, as this on first glance, she seemed like the same person who stole something at the port, right? That could have been someone different, and just because, NPCs look pretty similar. But yeah, I don't know.
The Magic Troop members all claim not to know her. We have looked into her social connections. It seems that she has no personal grievances or conflicts of interest with the suspects. Simply put, she wasn't related to the Magic Troop at all, which matches the features of the previous serial disappearances.
Were the victims of previous cases also chosen at random?
That's how it seems to us, in any case. Apart from the fact that they were all young women of around the same age range, there really weren't any other connections between them.
Weird.
Okay then.
Well, thanks for letting us know all this.
Don't be so formal. If you do happen to see the missing girl, please be sure to contact us. It
Will
is
do.
of utmost importance that we get to the bottom of these disappearances.
But why here, right? I feel like making someone disappear in front of everyone is kind of a weird flex. If you want to make someone disappear, you don't need to be... There are many more convenient places to do it, so I wonder. Quentin, hello.
The investigation team has some new findings. Turns out there's an issue with the random number selector after all.
Ooh.
See, I told you. What if the machine picked some big guy's seat? You think the murderer would have still made his move then?
Sorry to interrupt, but we're helping Linny and Lynette with their side of the investigation. What were you saying about the number selector? There's something wrong with it?
You're trying to help them? That'll be a tall order.
Linny used the machine to pick a random member of the audience during his performance, right? The lucky girl that later disappeared. Well, we thought there might be a serious problem with the machine, so we had it taken away for further inspection.
It turns out that the seat number it picked wasn't random at all. The machine picks that same number every time.
What?
I'm sure you already know that you have to make a reservation in advance to get a seat, regardless of whether it's a trial or some performance. In other words, Linny knew who would be sitting where from the very beginning.
Okay, we definitely gotta find out how the trick works.
That much checks out. Linny reserved our seats for us too.
That you see why I was saying it'd be tough to make a case for Linny.
Yep, thanks. Sorry to bother you.
Even though it's bad for Linny's case, Paimon had better write it down.
I mean, it makes it interesting. I do like that, because usually they start pointing out that, hey, but this clearly points that it was sabotage or something. And I like that the clues so far seem to point that, yeah, Linny is still pretty suspicious. Like, it could still be someone else, but it still seems to be Linny or, you know, some other member of the team that could have set this all up. Someone tampered with it. Well, never mind. That right away seems to point like, oh no, it definitely wasn't Linny. The broken magic box was left on the scene after the guards completed their investigation. Looking at it now, the water tank must have struck it really hard. Well, yeah. You think? Well, yeah, let's check our seats. Surely there won't be anything. Oh, I guess, yeah, the box and people to talk with. Yeah, what is in here? Looks like an ordinary box, but Linny somehow moved instantly from the stage to being inside of it. How did he do it? And also, you, right? Isildur?
I see that you're investigating the area.
Isildur, sorry.
Well, it just so happens that I'm interested too. If you find any new and interesting leads, be sure to share them with me, alright?
That's a little sus.
We don't have too many thoughts yet.
Then why don't I tell you my hypothesis first? The way I see it. And I'll start it with that loud thud.
The thud? Oh, you mean the sound that happened during the countdown?
There was a thud, yeah.
Yes, exactly. It wasn't terribly loud, but I suspect that most people heard it. It's just that everyone was awaiting the results of Linny's trick with bated breath, so no one paid it much mind.
Yeah.
But now that the incident has happened, the thud has become an important clue.
There always is a thud, isn't there? There's so many cases in, like, Danganronpa, for instance, where there's always a thud. And it's like, oh, something happened during that time, like the killer tripped with something, or stuff like that.
That makes sense. So, what do you make of it?
I'm of the opinion that it may have been the sound of Linny's accomplice. Lynette, perhaps. Jumping atop the water tank, or something like that. And when the pyrotechnics went off, she cut the rope, sending the water tank crashing down.
But wasn't the noise we heard too loud for that?
Yeah.
Perhaps the balance wasn't right, leading to a particularly rough landing.
When the water tank have started to swing a little bit in the case, yeah.
True. I suppose
Dude.
I must reconsider.
That does remind Paimon, though. What was with that sound?
Yeah. And the fire didn't light up until way later. Maybe whatever the trick is, like the system that makes them go from one box to the other. It's gotta be something to that, right? Hi, Molly.
Lenny's still talking to the guards.
Oh.
It seems he'll have a lot of explaining to do. I think someone will be assigned to monitor us later, but that's alright.
What else? What else have we got? Did I break sequence by going here first? Probably did. Really hope I didn't soft block myself or something. Oh, hello. Tristan?
Sorry, but no one can freely enter or exit the Opera House at the moment. If you wish to leave, you must register your identity with us first.
Fair enough.
No, we're not leaving. We're representing Linny and Lynette as attorneys, so we're investigating the case.
Yep.
Were you always guarding this entrance?
The face. No thoughts, head empty.
Yes. After the Chief Justice gave the order, everyone coming in or out must undergo a strict inspection. So the missing girl couldn't have left from here. At least, not from that point on.
What about during the show?
I doubt there was much opportunity then either.
How can you be so sure,
Well, because I was in charge of security near the entrance at that time.
Okay.
I couldn't see Linny's performance from here, which was quite a shame. Just my luck.
No.
But still, I did not abandon my post. And I stayed put no matter how loud the applause was. If someone had so much as even approached the door, I would have noticed it, let alone if they had tried to leave.
Interesting.
We Melazines are good at that sort of thing, you know.
Really?
So, it's safe to say the girl couldn't have left through here. Alright, thank you for your help. This will be useful info.
Well, we probably should have asked her, like, if she heard something, like, if she heard the thud, you know, that could have given us some, maybe a range of how loud it was or how far it went, or where it came from, you know?
We've checked everything of note how Linny's discussion with the guards is going.
Should probably go back.
Shall we? Ooh, things are getting interesting, huh? We're about to see how
Alright,
magic
Paimon.
is made.
You know someone died, right, Paimon? Just saying. Feels like a last second addition, like, oh yeah, we have to have someone die in order to make this interesting. Because otherwise the tone doesn't really fit, I feel. Okay, let's go down. Just fall. Okay, there was another murder. No, I just fell.
Understood. Then I will be going with you. Just so you're aware, I will be monitoring your actions and making notes as necessary.
Very good. Thanks for being so agreeable. I'd pull a rose out of my hat as a gift for you if I could.
You can't?
You may spare the pleasantries. I'm just doing my job.
Hello.
You've arrived. Who's this?
Me? I'm Spina di Rosula's guardian angel. If you've got a problem, I've got the firepower.
Yeah, she definitely feels like official, except she's a mobster or something.
Sorry, I got a little carried away there. Call me Navia. I'm a partner of theirs, and will be helping investigate this whole situation. And these are my companions. Would you mind if they join as well?
Fine by me.
Oh, new helpers? I would be most grateful.
Well, let's just say we're tagging along. It's not every day you get to see the secrets behind magic performed on such a large scale.
True that.
I appreciate your kind interest. Come with me. We'll be heading below stage.
Oh, okay. So now we're finding out how the trick works.
Yes,
Yeah.
a world of secrets is hidden beneath this magic box,
Yep.
prepared specifically for this switcheroo
Yep,
trick.
I knew it. Had to be some kind of system below.
But before I reveal everything, you should have a look first. Notice anything strange here?
Anything interesting?
I'm not trying to be dramatic. Remembering the details of a trick will help you understand the methods used to perform it more easily.
Huh.
Right.
Weren't there balloons and other decorations here? Where did all that go?
Ah, good eye. That said, you're still far from discovering the answer.
Back of the door isn't the same?
The back? You mean the inside of the door? What's different about it? Paimon
Oh.
didn't notice anything.
It's like a box inside a box?
Very good indeed. I thought you might not be able to catch that, given that you were sitting in the first row. The back of this door was patterned. Those patterns are now gone, replaced by a smooth wooden board.
Yep.
So, if you put 2 and 2 together, what do you get?
There's another box inside this one.
Exactly. All right, let's go. I'll tell you how it works as we head down.
Nice. Okay.
Oh, so there was a
Whoa.
passageway under the magic box.
This passage links the two boxes together, yeah.
I knew you'd figure out most of it as soon as you saw this place. The 2 magic boxes are positioned right above the 2 entrances of the tunnel.
Yeah, this is familiar.
See this flatbed trolley? The box with the lucky audience member in it would be shuttled over to the other side using the trolley.
This trolley can
Okay.
raise and lower and even rotate, ensuring that the box will face in the right direction.
I see. So that's the purpose of the box inside another box.
Precisely. The inner box would descend after the audience member was put inside and be moved along the trolley, all while the outer box would remain on stage as if nothing had ever changed.
So that's how you did it.
Once the box was lowered, the trolley would store some energy through this device here, with which it would complete the rest of the steps. The audience member would only be able to feel some slight movements in the dark, and by the time she walked out, she would already be back on stage.
Yo, that will be wild. Then what about your side of the trick? Right.
You were talking that whole time, and you even came out for a moment near the end.
Ah, yes.
True.
A
It was like 10
phonograph
seconds before.
operated by Lynette was used to achieve that effect. My
Phonograph?
assistant and I had already scripted our conversation beforehand. When the countdown began, I had already gone to the opposite box via a tunnel using that ladder.
What?
And what about Lynette? Where was she?
I was in the mezzanine space in the back of the box.
Oh, interesting.
Huh.
That's how we were able to coordinate Linny's lines with the assistant. And by the way, I was the one who walked out of the box at the end.
I mean,
Right.
we are twins. All
Yeah.
it takes is a change of clothes and no one can tell who's who.
Little switcheroo, that's crazy.
And that's my favorite part of this trick. Only Lynette and I can perform it.
That's pretty cool.
So that's how it all worked. Every detail you revealed was more amazing than the last.
Can tell a lot of thought was put into it. Well,
Lynette
yeah,
would
a lot of
briefly
thought
walk
and a
out of
lot
the
of
box
work.
and then go back in, jumping into the tunnel and escaping before the box on the trolley could finish ascending. And then I walk out of the other box in the audience area, and the trick would be complete. The operative word here being would.
Yep.
But as you saw, Cal was in the box, not our audience member. She, on the other hand, mysteriously vanished.
So, in this moment, something must have happened, right? Down here?
We really don't know how that happened.
If not for that interlude, this would have been an astonishing trick. I probably never would have figured out how you pulled it off. And yet, to think that someone was able to use this magic trick to commit a crime. Could we have a look around? I think we can come up with some more leads.
This is the scene of the crime, so Linny and Lynette are not permitted to stay here.
What?
I'll escort them back up.
Okay.
Yes, of course. No need to be so strict now. I won't disappear into thin air, you know.
Thanks, everyone.
You
We're
might.
counting on you.
You got it. So it must have happened down here when she was taken, right? Examine control board. Control board? Oh, that. This should be the control device for the troll day. It seems to be able to operate automatically. Whoa, a lot of stuff. Vase?
The floor is wet. Please be careful not to slip.
Wait, we should really have them here, because we could ask, hey, was this like this when you last saw it, you know?
Speaking of which, why would there be water here?
Maybe it was for the trick, yeah.
Paimon knows! It's one of those tricks where you pour water into a jug and then flip the jug over only for the water to disappear.
Ah.
Here's a broken vase. Huh. Did the trolley knock it down while moving?
Feels like it's too far away for it to be the trolley.
That can't be. The trolley moves along tracks from start
Yeah.
to finish. It couldn't have hit the vase at this distance.
Exactly.
Let's note this down too and think about it later.
Yeah, we could ask Linny and Lynette if they, you know, if this was like this before. Like, oh yeah, sorry, we dropped it right before the start of the performance, you know? Oh, but you know, there wasn't time to clean it up. Also, clothing.
Oh, these are the clothes that the lady chosen from the audience was wearing, right?
Oh, was she? I thought she was wearing something different.
Clothes are here, but she's nowhere to be found.
Linny didn't mention the guests having a wardrobe change.
And
Yeah.
do you really need to do that if you're kidnapping them? Ugh, this is so confusing.
Okay, so
Paimon doesn't want to be a detective anymore.
because Lynette's clothes were left behind when Linny did the water trick. So is this something similar? Very weird. What is this? Storage boxes. Oh, okay, just props and costumes. Stuff. I was like, maybe she's in there or something. Just put her in the... Oh, the vent. It's always gotta be the vent. Yeah, okay, so the box is in this. What is this?
What's this?
Oh, I didn't even notice it.
Looks like a hook tied to the end of a rope.
Hmm.
Huh? There's all kinds of odds and ends here.
Yeah, Linny didn't mention this earlier.
Perhaps it was a prop for a different trick. But why would it have been left here?
Whatever it is, let's make a note of it first.
Yep, let's check the vent.
What is this place?
Looks like a
It
vent.
seems someone could fit through here.
Could this have been the suspect's escape route?
Maybe, but it's closed.
Alone, perhaps. But if they had to pull another person with them, the space would be too narrow.
But there are no other ways in or out of here.
Other than those that go through the magic boxes, and Lynn and Lynette were in the 2 magic boxes.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
Let Paimon write that down.
Yeah, so there had to be some kind of trick to take the girl, right? I mean, that's why the clothes are left behind.
Yes. Let's head back up.
Interesting. Okay, we're good. For now.
Well, we've ascertained the state of the crime scene. Let's find a place to sort out our findings once Malus returns. It seems to me that there are several things that don't add up here.
Yep.
Apologies for the wait, demoiselle.
So, what did the guards say? Did the criminal escape through the vent?
They believe the odds of that are very low, since the vent leads to the Opera House's basement.
Huh.
The guards have checked the area carefully. No one left through the basement during the performance or after the incident, and no one was found hiding there.
Okay, that complicates things.
So the tunnels become like a secret chamber then. You know, like the kind you usually see in novels.
Will seem so.
The plot thickens. Halsey's disappearance and Cowell's death are both quite inexplicable.
Right, we haven't even figured out how Cowell ended up inside of the thing. So...
No wonder Farina was so confident in her accusation. All the current evidence points toward Linny and Lynette.
Yeah.
In other words, the charges are very likely to be upheld unless we make some considerable progress.
Charges and then trial. So if the charges are upheld, they'll announce a sentence?
That's right. This is how a trial goes in the Opera House. During the proceedings, the Chief Justice and the Oratrice will hear statements from both sides.
The Oratrice will
That's
too.
right. This is how indemnitium is produced.
Yeah, Oratrice is the robot thing.
The statements from both sides, the defenses from attorneys, witness testimonies, and even the audience's emotions will all be projected on the Oratrice. To put it simply, it's as if the Oratrice has its own will, and is a judge in its own right.
This also precludes any kind of favoritism on the part of the Chief Justice. And not that this has ever happened anyway.
Fascinating.
Once both sides have finished speaking, the Chief Justice will make his final decision. This, too, will be used by the Oratrice as a reference. Then, finally, the Oratrice will be consulted by officials. The result it returns is the will of justice itself.
Huh?
Interesting.
So that machine is the one that actually decides?
Yeah.
I thought Novelette called the shots.
In practice, there is very little difference. Both have always come to the same judgment. Which is why people have great faith in the Chief Justice.
I don't know. Even if it makes a little difference, feels a little weird to put that on the hands of a robot, you know?
Yes, the guards also asked me to convey that none of us will be allowed to leave this place before the trial.
What?
Huh? Why?
Because we've chosen to act as the twins' proxies. That makes us persons related to the case.
Okay.
They're
Still
concerned
doesn't
that
make
we
a lot
might
of sense,
be
but
colluding
alright.
with outside parties, or that we might find outside help to disrupt the case. And even if that were not so, it could prove problematic if we happen to spread key information about the case ahead of time.
I'm ready to break out at any time.
Whoa, there's no need for that. Paimon thinks they have a point. That said, are they providing food?
See, that's what I wanted to ask as well.
Of course. I just hope you don't mind the lack of options. I'm afraid that catering to all tastes is not in the cards, nor is any guarantee of balanced nutrition.
Well, I guess we can't be picky. Beggars can be choosers, as they say. But also, I mean, I feel like balanced nutrition should be expected, but okay.
In that case, let's just sort out our findings together.
I guess it's one
Pity.
food.
I was hoping to take you
One
to
meal.
try some of Fontaine's famous desserts, too. I mean, what better way to properly think through our findings than over some tea and sweets?
I guess.
Breaking out suddenly doesn't seem like such a bad idea after all.
Paimon.
Just kidding. Paimon will still do her best, even if there are no snacks.
What do you mean, no snacks? Of course we'll have snacks. If we cannot buy some, then we'll simply make some.
Wait, they're selling?
This deal is getting worse all the time.
What?
Huh? Here?
Also, how? Yeah.
How?
How are we gonna make snacks?
Understood, mademoiselle. Everyone, please come with me.
Oh, did they come prepared or something?
Wait, you're carrying a portable stove with you?
Nice.
Yes, I must be prepared to meet the demoiselle's baking needs whenever the fancy strikes her.
Smart.
I have eggs, sugar, and almonds at the ready.
Good work, you two. Then I'll get to it. Please sit tight for a moment. You'll get to taste my awesome snacks soon enough.
These three are quite the interesting group.
Yeah, must be a Spina di Rosula thing. Guess so. Navia methodically handles the ingredients and puts fresh macarons out of the oven. Okay.
And
Dang.
Paimon bet it smelled good while it was still in the oven. Oh, it's even better now. Paimon can't stop drooling.
They made all of that from the stove?
From the
Okay.
way you had these two guys carrying all that stuff around, Paimon thought you'd have them do more during the baking process. But you ended up doing the entire thing by yourself. Beating the egg whites, grinding almonds, everything.
Yeah, that's cool.
I was applauding.
And I was giving encouraging smiles.
I like this, guys. It's not quite what Paimon meant, but okay.
Paimon was just thinking, aren't you worried about getting your fancy dress dirty beating egg whites and baking like this?
Well, I don't think it's carved in stone anywhere that fancy ladies can only read books, sip tea, ride horses, and play the piano. I just really enjoy making snacks.
Cool.
Don't underestimate beating egg whites, by the way. It's a real arm workout. You also need to beat them to just the right consistency, or your macarons will crack. Anyway,
interesting.
give these a try. Fresh out of the oven. There's 3 for each of us.
I've actually never had those. I know there are a French dessert, but yeah, I never had the actual, the real life thing.
3?
Oh, those look way more fancy though.
Well, eating too many sweet treats might send all that sugar to your head. You wouldn't be able to think clearly about the case on a sugar rush, would you?
Tea is ready to be served as well. This is Demoiselle's favorite, strong black tea with a floral fragrance that clears the mind and lifts the spirit.
Thank you very much.
No need for concern. I'm merely doing as I should.
Appreciate it.
All right then. Down to business. As Paimon mentioned previously, the tunnel seems to be something of a secret chamber.
Yeah.
However, we can assume that Linny and Lynette were not alone within it. Some criminal also occupied its sealed confines. The magician twins could have committed the crimes, of course, but they lack any logical motive.
Yeah, it wouldn't make sense. Like, it only makes sense in this case, but this is related to, all of these appearances. Don't really have a clear answer right now.
Exactly.
Like, they could have been culprit for the murder.
Right when everyone was watching.
Yeah. Apart from the twins, we're left with 2 other people, the missing girl and the deceased.
The flower vase and the thud we heard during the performance could indicate some altercation between Halsey and the criminal in the tunnel.
Oh, you think it was the vase? Yeah, that will make sense.
The shattering of the vase, the discarding of her clothes, and her abduction. Perhaps the criminal thought that since she was chosen from the crowd, she would be too easy to identify if she was still wearing the same clothes.
Yeah, I mean, that's actually a good hypothesis, better than the other guys, but it just feels like the first trick was kind of a clue of that. But then again, Linny did that trick, so I feel like it doesn't help our case.
Paimon thinks that makes sense, but the real trouble is...
There's no evidence that this third person even exists.
True. None of the clues we found thus far support the existence of this third person.
Yeah.
But the only people left to consider are both technically victims. Whether it's the missing girl, Halsey, or poor Cowell.
Huh. Could Halsey have secretly made modifications to the magic props in order to murder Cowell before making her escape?
She had no way of knowing how the magic trick worked.
That's right. And even if she had tampered with the setup, she would need to understand the entire trick to pull it off.
Yeah, all in a minute. I don't know.
Nor does she have any motive. The guard said that she has never had any dealings with the magic troop's members.
Were we not thorough enough in our search? From the sound of things, this is turning into an impossible case. Your macarons are amazing though, Navia. They smell great! They're nice and crisp and super sweet!
Okay, just switching subjects real quick.
They are my specialty after all. And I see you've already had 5 of them.
Dang.
5? Oh, that can't be right.
What?
Paimon only counted 3, honest!
Wait, what?
Please
the macarons disappeared?
about it. At my age, a few less sweets might actually be a good thing.
Wait. Huh?
No. Being greedy is one thing, but Paimon doesn't have to count.
Yep, greed, guilty as charged. Huh.
Besides, Paimon knows that if she ate too many, then others wouldn't have enough.
It's fine if you ate them, It's fine. Everyone knows how much you love eating.
Even you don't believe Paimon?
This traveler doesn't.
If Paimon ate those 2 extra macarons, then may they turn into stone in her stomach!
Damn.
All right, we get it. Well, I suppose one of us might have gotten too engrossed in our chat and eaten them by mistake. No big deal.
What is going on?
Malus, set up the stove again if you would.
There's some invisible people situation here.
Huh? What are you doing?
Making sure everyone gets 3 macarons, of course.
There's no need for that.
Exactly. We don't want to trouble you.
Yeah, it's okay.
As you wish, Demoiselle.
And I have the egg, sugar, and almonds.
Well, this really is your hobby, huh?
Yeah, maybe she was just looking for an excuse to eat more. Maybe there's a second run of baking over the 2 missing macarons. However, the discussion that follows does not yield much progress.
That's it for snack time. I'm going to have another look around the area. I don't
Good
know
call.
what we're looking for yet, but we've still got some time. As attorneys, I suggest the 2 of you think the case over again.
Sure.
It would be awkward if you got all tongue-tied on stage during the trial.
Yep.
Thanks for your help, and for the snacks.
It was nothing. A small task for the Spina di Rosula. Silver, Malus, it's time to go. I'll be back if I find anything new.
But after having talked to Navia, the likelihood of a third person being involved seems very low too. I mean, there has to be, though, right? Like, there...
It's time to put our heads together. We've got to get our defense ready for the trial.
They're definitely not telling us everything, though.
Long and difficult case. There's no point in worrying about that now. We just need to prepare. Here, take Paimon's notes. They should help you review the situation.
Thanks, Paimon. Yeah, there's definitely some missing information. Again, it's like Danganronpa, or I guess Phoenix Wright too. Like, we don't get all the information. Oh, nice. We don't have all the information even before we start the trial, so yeah. So where are the clues? Where can I access the clues? Do I need to check them here? Wait, she still has the... Ah, that's really cool. I wish... Wait, that would be really cool. Like, customize your Paimon. That will be really, really cool. Even better than the, you know, the little floaty things that we have, that we can set up, like you.
We've got nothing else to do.
Yeah.
Why don't I tell you a story?
This little body. Like those, instead of having those... Well, I guess, you know, we can have those still. Having customizable stuff for Paimon. That will be pretty cool. What is this? Oh, Child's vision. It appears as if Child lost control of the elemental powers within it before. The vision has lost its glow now that its owner has left it behind. Got it. Let's read this.
Him. How strange.
Wait, so where was Lynette in all that? Because she was inside the box, you know, inside the fake wall of the box, and then came out. I was like, oh no. When she goes back in, and the box finishes, you know, going up, where would she go, right? Like, wouldn't she go down? So where the victim was taken away? So that's interesting. There are some missing clues. I wonder when we'll find those. Again, I wonder if that's gonna be during the trial.
This is probably a prop too. Oh, looks like it could hook onto a lot of things. Like the traveler's fishing rod!
Its use is unclear. Yeah, I haven't really thought about the hook. Maybe that could have stopped the box or used it to pry open the box? No, but I mean, we will have to see the box, right? See if it was tampered with. Again, I feel like we're missing a lot of critical information that, you know, obviously the game is hiding from us, so that we can't solve it just yet. This is unclear. We probably should have asked them.
Paimon doesn't get this at all. You think about it for a bit, traveler.
Okay, I think that's everything. Now we just gotta wait, right? Following day, 8 in the morning. Really? We're gonna sleep here? Participate on the trial. Alright, everyone, here we go. Ooh, everything is set up. I do have some thoughts, but let's keep things step by step, yeah.
Impossible things don't just happen. We'll get to the truth one way or another.
I guess our case has to be that they were sabotaged, right?
Just relax. Even if everyone else suspects Lenny and Lynette, at least we will be supporting them from the stands.
True.
Besides, I doubt Farina understands any more about what happened than we do.
Thanks, Navia.
Probably.
Well, we'll be going then.
Otherwise, he will be suspicious.
Best of luck to you.
Well, how did your investigation go?
To be honest, you might be disappointed.
Yeah.
No. We're already very grateful that you were willing to help.
Well now, don't you all look disappointed. Don't tell me that your investigation came up empty-handed.
Oh, that's right. I keep forgetting this is a performance and everything.
That was to be expected, of course. The guilty can never produce proof of their innocence.
All right,
But
girl.
don't let that stop you. I shall be terribly disappointed should you, my most anticipated foe, concede so easily.
Just you wait.
Since both parties are present, I declare that the trial regarding the magic show incident is now in session.
Yes,
Firstly,
sir.
in order for the audience to understand the causes and results of the incident, could we please have Mr. Linney explain the trick?
Yes, of course. I will explain while Lynette demonstrates on stage. All the necessary items have been prepared.
Ooh, are we gonna see it in motion? Linus clearly reveals the details of the magic trick. Everyone in the audience is stunned.
Thank you, Mr. Linney. In that case,
Oh,
I
okay.
take your statement to be that
I guess we're not seeing that.
you ran to and remained hidden within the magic box in the audience stands once the trick began, and thus could not have committed the crime. Is this correct?
Yes, that's correct, Your Honor.
In that case, I call upon the prosecution. Lady Farina, do you wish to refute his statement in any way?
Why, of course I do. Allow me to take the first shot and break this case wide open. Mr. Linney is clearly lying.
Okay.
There is no way you could have been in the box the whole time if you were to abduct Halsey and murder Cowell. In fact, I'd say you were hardly in that tunnel at all.
I mean, objection, speculation.
That is simply your hypothesis based on the presumption that I'm guilty.
Exactly.
Oh, is that so? And if I may
Dang.
ask, what did you hear while you were inside your box?
We've never seen that kind of transition. That's really cool.
The roaring countdown of the crowd, of course. That's how I kept track of the time and built anticipation for the finale.
And you didn't hear anything else at all? Nothing that might leave an impression of any kind?
No, nothing.
Ooh.
I see. But when the count reached 30 seconds or so, there was a thud.
Yeah, there
One
was.
so loud that I believe practically everyone heard it.
Huh?
Yeah, there was.
Hey, hang on. Something's not right here.
How could Lenny not know about the sound? Yeah.
I'm sure he could have heard a noise that loud from inside the box.
I was right by the box and I definitely heard the thud.
Nope. Scales are tipping.
Look at those scales. Could those mean...
Ah, probably represent the Oracle's stance on the trial.
Well then, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to use the words of the magician himself. You never know what can happen in the blink of an eye. Indeed, it seems his alibi can also collapse in the blink of an eye.
Yeah, I mean, it's not much of an alibi.
Of course, I have armed myself to do far more than smash your alibi. Confidence cannot go unfounded, and my foundations are rock solid. Tell me,
Are they?
aren't you and Lynette actually from the House of the Hearth?
What is that?
The House of the Hearth?
They are what?
No wonder they did something like this.
Wait, what did it say? But I gotta... Man, Genshin, get a log, because I just clicked to continue and it clicked on something that I couldn't read.
So the serial disappearances were the Fatuis.
Oh, they're Fatui,
That
okay.
all makes sense.
Yeah, I thought it said that, but
I have
huh.
a feeling that what happened on stage probably wasn't just an accident.
Uh-oh.
That's irrelevant. Our identities have nothing to do with what happened.
Indeed. Then perhaps you could tell us everything that happened during that 1 minute.
Guys, I think they might be guilty.
Your first priority is to prove yourself
I'm supposed to
innocent
defend them,
after
but...
all. I'm sure there is little that needs to be kept secret now. Unless your script already has holes in it.
What is going on?
The Outlander is speechless. My, oh my, don't they look flabbergasted? Now comes the infighting and discord, I suppose. This was almost too easy.
Alright, girl.
Good thing I made all those preparations. Seems the all-nighter I pulled last night is really paying off.
Hey, Linny, why didn't you tell us this before?
Yeah, that's a little sus. Lina and Lynette are Fatui.
Order! Order! Mr. Linney, allow me to re-establish the facts. Lady Farina has raised 2 points. First, when the thud was heard in the Opera House, you were neither in the box nor the tunnel. Second, you and Ms. Lynette are both members of the House of the Hearth. Are these claims true?
Okay, but them being part of that house, like, what was that? You know, that feels just based on, like, profiling them, so... I feel like that doesn't really prove anything. Like, that second argument doesn't really make sense. There's no doubt about a magician's ability to con others. Given how Lenny has concealed his identity, this could all have been set up beforehand. Yeah, Blood's Child is here in Fontaine along with the other house operatives. There must be some scheme at work here. Yeah, they got me there. Also, my face stopped. Sorry, give me a second. I've been a victim to such a scheme before, and now...
Please answer my question, Mr. Linney.
Yeah, please go ahead. That will be helpful to us too.
I'm sorry. Yes, they're true, Your Honor.
Oh boy.
I knew it! Well, that's it. We might as well move on to the sentencing already.
Dang.
What should we do now?
Permission to speak, Your Honor. My client has withheld some key information. My defense cannot proceed. Dang! Is he gonna withdraw?
In that case, what is your request?
Oh, I request a brief adjournment. There are things that must be
Is
discussed.
that really necessary? They're already as good as guilty.
Shut up.
The defendant deceived their own attorneys. What is there left
I mean,
to discuss?
Yeah, that is a bad look.
Order! Order, I say! Your request is reasonable, and we shall adjourn.
Thank you.
This trial will reconvene in 1 hour.
Okay. No, feel that pretty based so far.
So you would stick to Mr. Linney's defense even after knowing what you do now? You certainly have more professionalism than I thought.
Unless he's the culprit. I don't know, I feel like anyone could be the culprit, even Farina. I don't know, I don't feel like she will kill someone. But yeah, that's me.
In that case, my dear audience, let's allow the joy of victory to steep for a little while longer.
Okay, now the truth. While court is adjourned, you meet with Linny and Lynette backstage in the opera house. Yeah, what the heck was that? Even Paimon.
Well, this is awkward.
Well, that just
I didn't think
happened.
the Hydro Archon would dig all that up. I'm sorry,
Really?
Traveler and
I mean, it seems like something that will be easy to find out, especially if you spend more than a couple hours in the city, you know, like us.
Yeah, sorry.
Paimon doesn't know where to start. We trusted you two. We
Right.
based our entire reasoning on the assumption that you weren't bad guys. Not to set the wrong tone or anything, but Paimon's really mad.
I'm very sorry. I know you're angry, and reasonably so, but please, let me explain. I know you've clashed with the Vtubers several times before.
Yep.
I wouldn't be surprised if just hearing the word is enough to make you upset. But our organization is very, very large, and the Harbingers have very different personalities and goals.
True, yeah, I agree with that.
Right now, we want to save people. As many as we can.
That's right. I'm sure we're on the same page when it comes to this nation and the disaster that its people might face. I knew if
Yeah.
it weren't for our respective identities, we could become good friends. That's why I didn't wish to flat out lie to you, but chose to hide some details instead. The
I
truth
mean-
is very important, but being completely transparent about everything would see us spending more effort than we need to.
How can we know this isn't just another lie? Yeah, I mean, to be fair, you guys did hide the truth. It's a little hard to trust now, but...
Right. So, you be the judge. Heck, if I were you, I fear that I'd even struggle to trust me at this point.
Yeah, I mean, it's not the fact that they're Fatui, it's the fact that they hid that from us, you know? Like, why will they have to hide that? Also, is the song that's playing... It sounds similar to the Signora's bus theme. It has that kind of vibe, so it's probably like a Fatui theme or something.
You met a Fatus who works as a magician, a trickster by trade. All by coincidence, too. But still, I'm asking you to trust me. I am no criminal. At least, not in this case.
I might be a criminal in some other areas, but not in this case.
Sorry. Please forgive us.
Well, you both say that, but...
Explain the other issue first. Where did you actually go while the trick was being performed?
Right.
Yeah.
Let's hear your answer first, and no lies now.
Yeah, like, why? How were you expecting us to solve the case if you were lying to us?
Of course. I'll answer any question you ask. We've been trying to find out how the Oratrice operates. We want to know why it has consciousness. Why can it deliver sentences accurately? During our investigations, we learned that the machine's core is beneath it.
Oh, was he investigating in the meantime? That feels like a weird time to do that.
From that moment on, Lynette and I have been designing this box swap trick with the objective of getting close to the core.
Got it.
Why you needed a whole minute?
That's right. In truth, the audience would take about 75 seconds to count down from 60, while I would only need 15 to get to the opposite box.
Dang, that's a fast box.
So, after jumping into the tunnel, I accessed the Opera House basement via the
By the vent.
and went to investigate the room in which the core is stored.
Cool, okay.
That air vent was created during the construction of the tunnel specifically to execute this step.
And what did you find?
Well, nothing. As soon as I reached that room and was about to investigate, I heard someone's voice. Which should have been impossible, of course. I was quite certain that I was the only one in the room. That voice seemed to recognize me and tried to speak to me. I chose to err on the side of caution and retreated the way I came. On the way back, I saw the broken vase and the clothes on the ground. But the countdown was almost finished, so there wasn't time to give it any thought.
Yeah, so it already happened.
After that, the homicide occurred just as you saw.
Well, that explains why you didn't hear the thud.
Yeah, okay. But why do you want to understand how the Oratrice operates?
Because of that prophecy I told you about, of course. We must know all we can about this nation's secrets in order to deal with that prophesized crisis.
Okay, fair enough.
That's the only way we can save everyone.
So are they from Fontaine or are they not? I don't understand that fully, because if they're Fatui, like are their parents Fatui or are they... Because it sounds like they are from here, right? They are from Fontaine. I don't know.
So, there you have it. The whole truth. I swear, I didn't hide anything from you this time. It was never my wish to proceed under this cloud of mistrust either. But like I said earlier, you can be the judge. If you want to leave because you don't trust the Fatui, there's nothing I can do to stop you.
I mean, it seems like you guys are onto something, so...
You decide. Paimon will follow your lead however you choose.
I believe in the facts. I will defend you from these charges. I believe that judgment will be dispensed as it should.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks for giving us a chance.
The current problem is that the skills
something else pops up.
Against you two.
True as well.
If we want to refute
Literally.
Hydro Archon's accusations, we're gonna need a seriously watertight defense.
Yep, actually, we already have the key evidence we need.
Huh?
The German's almost over, let's go back.
Paimon thinks she gets what you mean.
Do we? I don't know. But wouldn't reveal that information be dangerous? Like, oh yeah, Lenny was going to investigate the core, so that's why he didn't hear the thud. The brief German ends and the nail-biting trial reconvenes.
Both parties have returned to their positions. Let us continue the trial. When last we left off, Mr. Linney acknowledged the new evidence presented by Lady Farina as fact. Therefore, Lady Farina may continue stating her reconstruction of the events.
Okay, go ahead.
That took long enough. Now then, if everyone would lend me their attention at this stage, let's revisit that scene from Linney's perspective.
Ooh. Based on the opposition's accounts of events, you can identify loopholes in their statement. Okay. Ooh. Let's see.
As the countdown began, he entered the tunnel.
Yep, that sounds right.
When the flatbed trolley passed, he opened the box and got into an altercation with Halsey, which caused the loud thud.
Nuh-uh.
He did not realize
I guess we just
that
gotta,
the sound could be heard by everyone in the opera house, which is why he claimed earlier that he could not hear the sound.
I feel like it will be weird to claim not to hear it.
Finally, he used the vase to knock her out, before making her change clothes to prevent others from recognizing her. At this time, Cowell arrived in the tunnel, having heard that strange noise, and caught Linney red-handed.
These drawings are really cool.
So Linney proceeded to knock him out too before stuffing him into that box. Afterward, Linney passed the unconscious Halsey to his accomplice through the magic box in the audience stands, before operating the devices such that Cowell's death would be ruled an accident. And there you have it. That's the truth behind what happened.
I feel like there's a lot of holes between
the defendant's side have any objections to Lady Farina's description of the events?
The key to refuting Lady Farina is the order of events, what Linney experienced and what he saw.
Gotcha. Loud self and Linney Halsey fighting, but Linney claimed that he heard nothing in order to cover the truth up. Yeah, this did not hear the loud thud. It's gotta be that one, right? I thought it would be more complicated.
He left via the vent after entering the tunnel. He couldn't have had that altercation with Halsey.
Linney kidnapped Halsey. Okay, however, was Linney really in the tunnel at the time? No. Chamber that houses the Oh, okay, yeah, the core chamber.
Linney went to the room that contains the Oratrice's
That confused me a little bit.
This is the actual truth.
Yes, sir. The existing evidence indicates that when Linney returned to the tunnel, the crime had already taken place, and all Linney saw was all the clothes. Well, I feel like this is I don't know if this is really...
He did not take part in the underground altercation. He only witnessed traces of the aftermath.
Sure, I don't know if this works as solid evidence, but okay.
Attention!
This is what actually happened.
Paimon has something to say. When the countdown started, Linney did indeed go into the tunnel, but he immediately used a vent to access the Opera House basement, which is where the underground core of the Oratrice is stored.
She's supposed to be like mocking Farina or something.
Once he reached that area, he heard a voice in what should have been an empty room.
Right.
Since he felt something was amiss, he returned immediately. The crime scene had already developed by the time he reached the tunnel again, and in order to complete the magic trick, he did not remain there for any length of time. Finally, he reached the surface, and that was when the accident happened from his point of view. Therefore, he's innocent.
I feel like neither of our arguments have the right... we don't have any evidence, you know? But maybe that's what we have to do. We gotta back that up with evidence. Oh, never mind, I guess that's a successful refutation. Okay.
Paimon did it! Paimon actually managed to say all that! Oh, wasn't it awesome?
In other words, you believe that he knew nothing of the incident?
That's right!
Yep, moreover, I believe my opposition's reason is flawed. Reasoning, I mean.
My reasoning?
The on-stage equipment was clearly tampered with in predetermined fashion. However, you saw that Cowell bumped into Lenny by chance.
If that's the case, then if Cowell hadn't entered the tunnel, who was the entire setup meant to kill?
Right, because it was it had been tampered previously. Okay, that is actually solid, yeah.
Lenny only needed to kidnap the young girl to cause a new disappearance case. What would the point of killing someone on stage be?
True.
Oh, they have a point.
That's right, you tell him! And that's why they're partners of mine. Managed to turn things around.
Oh, well, your denial is very strident, I'll give you that. But what proof do you have to back your claims?
Do you happen to remember how you refuted Lenny's alibi initially?
Of course I do. If he had been in the magic box the whole time, how could he have not heard that sound? Why do you ask?
Well, I feel like he was honest, you know? If he was the culprit, he would have known there was a thud. So he would have gone, oh, yes, I heard the thud.
You're saying that he wasn't?
Yeah. Your claim has now become a weapon. Your claim has also become a critical clue. The most reasonable... What? Let me read. Which is the evidence that Lenny was in the tunnel when the crime took place? The sound, right?
That's right! Lenny wasn't in the box or in the tunnel.
Yeah.
That's why he didn't hear anything strange during the performance. This means that when the crime happened, Lenny had already entered the basement via the vent. The same clue you used to disprove his alibi has now become the best proof! How do you like that?
Well played.
To think you'd use such logic. Well then, if it wasn't Lenny who committed the crimes, then who was it?
Hey, I'm just supposed to prove innocence. The murderer was... Wait, what? Select the answers and fill all the empty gears to verify the correctness of your deduction. If you have made mistakes, you must make another selection from the remaining options. Once you have answered all the questions correctly, you can complete this logic chain. What? The guard's investigation report indicates that the fireworks released near the end of the show ignited and burned through the rope, suspending the water tank above the stage. This caused the water tank to fall and kill Cowell in the box. If Lenny is no longer under suspicion, only the other members of the troupe would have been able to tamper with the props. What is happening? Who was the other person who could possibly committed the crime? Right. Okay, so these are the remaining options.
Could there have been a third person involved? Is that really a possibility?
Maybe?
Halsey is the missing person and an ordinary audience member. Or did she have her own scheme all along? The deceased's name is Cowell, Lenny's assistant. He would have been able to tamper with the equipment.
He would have? So was he trying to kill Hailey? What happens if I say a third person? I'm thinking it could have been Cowell? Or a third person. Let's do that. Hypothesis incorrect? Okay. Let's do Cowell, I guess.
Lenny's assistant.
He could have tampered with the equipment. I think that's the only clue that we have for that. Okay.
Huh? That can't be right. Are you serious?
I don't know.
The killer was, in fact, Cowell, the deceased!
Oh, is that so? How interesting! Let's hear your reasoning then.
I don't know.
What I must do next is recreate the truth. What Cowell did, and how he went from would-be perpetrator to victim.
Okay, Cowell's planning the situation inside the tunnel. How can we envisage Lenny as having been unable to interfere with the crime? Well, because he was missing, right?
Lenny was not in the tunnel at that moment.
Where did this?
May have come
Sound, okay.
It would have been tough for both.
Band. So, in using the statement, I guess. How can I prove that there was an altercation in the tunnel because of the sound?
May have come from...
Obviously. Who is the prime suspect currently? Well, Cowell. Where did the missing Halsey go? Well, she couldn't have gone to the door. She could have gone to the vent.
Tough for both people to fit into that vent. They would likely have bumped into Lenny as well.
So yeah, only one person could have fit. So she could have fit. Nope, never mind. I select that one. I don't understand. Okay, the exit. I don't know why that's a clue. What? The criminal must have understood the methods behind Lenny's magic trick and must have been in a position to easily modify the equipment. Leaving aside how he died, Cowell had all the means to commit the crime at his disposal. Strange enough, because of the sound of Cowell and Halsey struggling. Lenny was not in the tunnel for 1 minute. This could have given time for Cowell to bring Halsey out of the magic box in the audience stands. But according to the guard's testimony, no one entered or left the opera house. So if he had taken her, there'd be no means of exiting.
What's wrong, Traveler? Are you still having trouble figuring things out?
Where did Halsey go? That's a big question.
I see how it is. So this was all just a bluff. And here I thought you had something to show for it. But it seems you're still far from the truth.
I wouldn't say that.
Since we're at a dead end, why not consider a different track?
What's up?
Just like the trick as it transpired, the end result must have been utterly different from the magician's initial design.
If only we knew how Halsey disappeared.
Well, that would be nice, but the tunnel only has 3 exits, and none of them seem very likely.
Yeah.
And it's not like this is a magic trick where you can just make a real live person disappear.
Well...
You know, like you did from that water tank, Lynette.
Yeah. That's what I've been saying. Escaping from the water tank. Could it have been the... She turned into water? Wait, what?
Excuse my interruption, dear opponent.
Wait. Okay, you're onto something.
Is growing impatient. There is no greater sin in this opera house than an awkward delay in the performance.
Fair enough. Oh, come on.
If the defense is unable to make further effective arguments, we will move on to the next stage of the trial.
No, give us a second. Hold on a second.
The vase was not broken by chance. It was used to cover important evidence. The water.
Oh. Yeah. Huh.
Paimon gets it! It all comes together if Halsey disappeared instead of being kidnapped.
Yeah.
Lynette escaped from the water tank, vanishing gradually and leaving only clothes behind.
Yeah. We should have asked for the explanation of that trick too, because that was wild.
If there's a similar method where a person could be transformed into water...
Oh, yeah, what they were saying, that the people here are made out of water, basically, right? Yeah.
Just a moment, please. I do hope you know how preposterous you sound at the moment.
Nuh-uh.
How could a person ever be transformed into water?
Well...
This is reality we're talking about here, not some magic trick.
I request that we examine Cowell's personal effects. We might find something there.
Must we really? I should think that of anyone. Your friend Linny already knows this truth very well. Magic tricks
Probably.
are ultimately just illusions and misdirection. But Halsey's disappearance is very real.
So where is she?
About 2 completely different things.
So where is she? Like, we should ask her. Where did Halsey go?
Even so, I trust the Traveler's judgment. The truth must be out there somewhere. Perhaps a new line of reasoning may open if we try to gather all the focal points that don't make sense. Since Cal was the deceased, we haven't placed much attention on him.
Yeah, I was actually wondering why that was the case.
We aren't making much progress with the case. It wouldn't hurt to have a look at his belongings, would it?
Yep.
People really do come up with all sorts of harebrained schemes when at the end of their rope. The way
What are you talking about?
Your suggestion that we broaden the scope of our investigation is nothing but a tactic for stalling the trial.
Nevertheless, I believe that this is a reasonable request on the part of an attorney.
Thank you,
Since
Novelet.
the trial does indeed appear to be at an impasse, I believe that additional evidence may help us make more progress.
I agree.
Please step into the lounge and examine the personal effects of the deceased Cowell.
Yep. I'm surprised they haven't done that.
We are still examining the items, but we have already made critical progress that we feel must be shared with everyone post-haste.
Go
We've
ahead.
discovered several test tubes of fluid within Cowell's baggage, each labeled separately. The notebook in his backpack claims that these fluids are water from the primordial sea.
The
primordial sea. The note's contents also indicate that Cowell belonged to an organization that sells illegal drugs and that he had an accomplice.
Oh, damn.
The notebook has many entries concerning safe usage of these fluids, in which the keyword dissolve appears many times.
Yeah.
One of these tubes was labeled Opera Epiclese, along with yesterday's date. It is empty. The notes also state that these dissolution properties work exclusively on people from Fontaine.
Yep.
It's likely that Halsey was chosen as some sort of test subject.
Uh-huh.
As such, we believe that the defense's hypothesis is, in fact, supported by sufficient evidence.
Thank you, Osmond.
You've got to be kidding! People dissolving into water?
Yes, sir.
Could something so ridiculous actually be true?
Wait a moment. This reminds me of a certain prophecy, but it's just a coincidence, isn't it?
If people can become water, does that mean that the water tank's real use was as a means to hide water stains? And if Cowl was targeting that girl... Wait just a minute. Could that mean... You two, with me, quick!
Demoiselle, wait! What about your partners?
Let's go. Just trust me.
Wait, where is she going?
Order! Order!
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
It is undeniable that further examination of the deceased's personal effects has yielded some surprising results.
Yeah.
But we cannot yet verify the veracity of these clues.
Fair enough.
Still, let us assume that these clues are indeed authentic, albeit with the understanding that Ms. Halsey has yet to be found. Guards, please continue examining the items along these lines. Mr.
Yep.
Linney, it appears your hypothesis is supported by the evidence, so please continue speaking.
Does the trick work somewhat like that? Or how? Because Lynette is here, right? She left her clothes behind, but she was there with a fresh new change, so...
Of course. Thank
How
you,
did that
Your
work?
Honor. If we uphold this hypothesis, I believe that many of this case's seemingly unrelated clues can be connected together.
Right! Like the metal hook! That one didn't make sense at
Oh,
all.
you're right.
Let's think about this. Cowell's methods must have something to do with that water from the primordial sea.
Completely forgot about the hook, even though I mentioned it in the investigation. Who is the prime suspect? Cowell?
His name is Cowell.
What item did the culprit use to control the timing of the dissolution?
Now it seems like the hook rope was not meant for another magic trick, but was instead some form of triggering mechanism.
Was it? I guess, okay. What item did the culprit use to dissolve Halsey?
The
With
primordial
this.
sea should already have been prepped before Halsey entered the magic box.
What item did the culprit use to hide the mechanism behind the crime?
I remember there was something else within the inner layer of that box.
Could it be the box, I'm thinking? Yeah, but what about the box? I was curious about the inner box, because we haven't seen it yet, I think. I don't know, unless it's part of the storybooks. No, yeah. Huh.
Ace Detective Paimon's time to shine again!
Go
In
ahead.
the original plan, Cowell would tamper with the water tank rope, and the number selector securing his target. When the magic box containing Halsey was lowered, the metal hook would retract gradually and pierce the balloon at the top of the box.
Huh. Interesting.
When the balloon attached to the box popped, the water from the primordial seed inside it would pour down and dissolve Halsey.
Gotcha.
Afterward, Cowell would enter the tunnel and break the flower vase to conceal the water inside the tunnel, with the remaining evidence being covered up by the water tank on stage.
Right.
But he encountered something unexpected in the tunnel, and wound up being fatally hit by the same water tank he meant to use to cover his tracks.
Okay.
Huh. That does make sense.
I feel like that final part, though, there's still a lot of mystery.
That actually links together a lot of the more confusing pieces of evidence.
Yep, I agree. Nice. Well, still balanced.
Oh dear, what do I do? Even I think they sound convincing now. Have I falsely accused an innocent person? What a humiliation.
Her eyes.
Now, it seems like the only point of contention remaining is the exact circumstances that led to Cal's death.
Yeah, I agree.
His notes mentioned he had an accomplice who could be related to the situation.
On that note, the guards have just contacted me indicating that they uncovered new evidence.
Ooh.
I shall now invite him on stage to share it with us.
What's up, dude?
Thank you, Your Honor. We were just inspecting the luggage of the other people involved in this case, and we found an identical sample of the water from the primordial sea among Linny's personal effects.
What?
What?
That can't be.
Okay, that's...
I see.
Mm.
Well, how wonderfully comedic to have your own counterattack only to come back and wound you.
Okay, that is... that doesn't seem right.
Does this not clear all doubt? My dear citizens, my loyal audience,
What?
Allow me to present my reasoning and bring this performance to a swift close.
Oh boy, refutate again.
He did not need to take part in the dissolution of the young woman at all. Indeed, he did leave the scene via the vent. Having made modifications to the props beforehand, his accomplice Cowl then caused Halsey to vanish using the water from the primordial sea. But upon his return, in cruel avarice, Linny desired sole credit and prepared to do away with his partner in crime. Ultimately, he knocked Cowl out, and the tool meant to cover the crime up also became a murder weapon. Now, as much as I regret having come to such a viciously straightforward conclusion, it does seem that the famed Fatui is quite the cold-blooded and ruthless organization.
Oh man. If this starts to dig into how Fatui's reputation is, you know, down on the floor because of the Harbingers,
Am I right, Mr. Linny?
This is bound to be an interesting arc.
We've used up all the evidence we collected.
Yeah.
There's no way for us to make a rebuttal here.
I mean, because it's all hearsay, right? It's all like, oh yeah, this could have happened, but we don't have any way of knowing. Is it? I don't know. Do we? Oh, I guess we can't do anything. Well,
Paimon can't think of anything either. It doesn't look like there's any way around this. Seems using the water as new evidence was too good a move. Why did this have to happen now?
there was some sabotage, I'm sure.
We've all seen enough now. And we have ample witnesses to my flawless reasoning. I believe this is indeed the finale.
I think the real suspicious part was when they got into the accomplice thing, and then suddenly Nibelit was like, oh, hold on a second there. I don't know. I mean, it was the guard who came in to bring the information, but still pretty sus that it was, you know, right on that time.
Now then, my good, noble Chief Justice, should we not, in your view, move...
Excuse me, everyone, but I
Oh.
must interject.
What's going on, Avia?
Miss, I must ask you not to shout and to respect the ongoing legal proceeding.
Oh, come on. Don't be hasty. I have a good reason for interrupting, you know. Now, would anyone here like to take a little break from all this debate and see a little magic? I'll show you an amazing trick. One that can bring a young woman who has disappeared back in the flesh, right before your very eyes. Please, do the honors, Mr. Linny, if you would be so kind.
But what in the world is she saying?
The water trick, right?
No offense, miss, but miracles like that are beyond my scope as a magician.
Come on now, don't be
Are
silly.
they?
Magic is all about misdirection, isn't it? It often conceals the truth while presenting a fascinating illusion. But once everyone believes the illusion, can't magic reveal the truth to them once again? And wouldn't such a trick be the most marvelous finale to today's performance?
True, you guys should allow that.
Come on, Lenny and Lynette. Give it another go. Don't worry. Spina di Rasula has made the necessary arrangements on your behalf. But, as the magic makers and stars of the show, I think I should leave the final performance to you.
Oh.
I understand.
Oh, we're doing it. No need to ask for permission, I guess.
And voila.
There she is, I guess.
Sorry for the interruption.
Wait, isn't that Halsey? So the whole thing about people dissolving wasn't true after all?
What?
To be clear, I'm only here because this person told me that if I testified, the merit of doing so would lessen my sentence. I was waiting outside this room listening to the proceedings because I was afraid that I would be the one put on trial.
She's a thief, right?
I was just feeling happy that no one had noticed me. And then before I knew it, she caught me.
That'll teach you to underestimate us three.
Where should I begin?
Oh,
I'm
damn.
sorry. I'm the one who killed Cowl. I admit it.
What?
Wait, what? Wait, what if I had chosen the disappeared person back in the... I feel like they would have gone like, no, there is not enough evidence to prove that. Like, the evidence pointed to Cowl, obviously.
Honestly, my name isn't Halsey. It's Lillian, and I'm originally from Mondstadt.
Oh.
I heard that Linny's show was gonna be a real thriller, but I missed the chance to buy a ticket, so I stole one.
Gotcha.
That's how I make a living. I steal stuff here and there.
See?
And I'd never been caught before.
What I'm insane.
But I was noticed at the harbor a few days ago, and
Yeah.
I barely got away. Lenny was the one who caught me in the act.
Was he trying to kill Lenny then?
Hey, no wonder you look familiar. So you were the thief.
Yeah.
Liddy even mentioned that you were pretty skilled.
But what about the numbers though? Did she tamper with the numbers as well?
Well, and I thought that would have been the end of it, but then the number selector chose me.
Oh.
He even mentioned the Fortress of Meripede. That's a prison, isn't it? So you can imagine how shocked I was. I thought he was on to me for sure. So I played along with the show while looking for an opening to flee. But then I got water poured on me for no reason, and then someone jumped into the tunnel to nab me.
Did that actually not work?
I wasn't going to take that lying down, so I knocked him out and stuffed him into the box.
Oh, dang.
From there, though, so I had to change my clothes and hide in a
That
box
makes sense.
containing performance costumes.
I told you she was there! Well, I suspected.
I slipped out after the first guard arrived at the scene and continued hiding inside the opera house.
Can a person even hide in there?
If they're a practice-handed concealment, probably, yeah. Personal thief could make it work.
I swear, I didn't know that the water tank would fall down. Really, I swear it.
Yeah, you didn't kill him. Ooh, kill him. Cowell was trying to conceal the water with that. Yeah.
Had I known that, I wouldn't have put him in the magic box. I may be a thief, but I'm no killer.
Yeah, no, he did him himself.
Well, that makes everything pretty clear now, doesn't it?
Yeah. Now it's time to review the Hydro Archon's previous reasoning.
We need to tell the entire story from Lily-Ann's perspective.
Yes, sir. Here we go. There's evidence proving that a fight did indeed break out. Yeah, the sound. What? Yeah, there we go. Okay.
Not broken to cover anything up, but it was smashed during the struggle between Lily-Ann and Cowell.
Yeah, okay, Lily-Ann. She really got him with it. Okay, how will Halsey have reacted? The audible thump?
Strange sound wasn't from a fight.
Oh!
It was Lily-Ann's attempt to break out when she was frightened.
I was thinking, it didn't sound like something breaking. It sounded like a wood thump type of thing. And coincidentally, usually in these cases, it is when something goes wrong, right? When you hear a thump. After the fight, what did she do? She changed. Yeah.
Lily-Ann was afraid that she would be recognized if she left, so she changed clothes and hid, biding her time. Just what one might expect of an experienced thief.
Yeah, because she thought she was gonna get caught.
And it's Ace Detective Paimon time!
Let's go, Paimon.
Having been selected out of the blue, Lily-Ann panicked. Her panic only intensified after she entered the tunnel and had water poured on her head. So she kicked the door open, producing the thud we all heard. Hearing the commotion, Cowell leapt into the tunnel, only to discover that Lily-Ann had not dissolved. He did not know that Lily-Ann was not from Fontaine, but was a thief who made her way in by stealing a ticket.
So even if it worked, she wouldn't have dissolved, yeah, because she wasn't from Fontaine. That's funny.
Believing that the water from the primordial sea needed time to take effect, he tried to force Lily-Ann back into the box. The two broke the flower vase during the struggle, but Lily-Ann came out on top, knocking Cowell out and putting him in the box.
Heck yeah, you go, girl.
With no way of escaping, she changed her clothes and hid in the costume trunk until the performance ended.
She couldn't be anywhere else if she wasn't, because I was thinking also in the vent, like they didn't find her in the core, but they also didn't find her in the, so she could have been in the middle area, but yeah, in the boxes was even more obvious. Interesting.
She knew that she would have to go through guard inspection if she tried to leave afterward, so she has been trapped in the opera house these last 2 days.
Damn, what has she been eating?
She had already become desperately hungry by the time we were chatting over macarons. So, she swiped 2 of them right under our noses. Talk about a sneaky thief.
Right.
At this point,
there you go.
events that happened in the tunnel have now come to light.
So that's the whole story.
That's it.
Bravo! Bravo!
Thank you.
Now then, Lady Farina, do you wish to speak against the defense's statements?
I don't think she can.
Please answer the question, Lady Farina. Also, if I may add, the trial has not yet ended. As such, I request that the prosecution not leave the room before the proceedings have concluded.
Just ask to withdraw, girl.
What? Are you reading my mind now?
So whoever the accomplice is gotta be the culprit behind the disappearances of the girls, right?
No. I have no further arguments. I admit defeat. But really, could you at least have left me with some dignity?
He did rub it in.
Wow. Look at that. She's like a deflated balloon now.
If there are no objections, then as the Chief Justice of Fontaine, I shall once again repeat the full sequence of events.
I mean, we just did that, didn't we?
The actual perpetrator of the serial disappearances, Cowell, selected his next victim from the audience reservation list. With some modifications to the selector, he could ensure that the pre-selected young woman would be chosen.
Yes, sir.
To cover up any evidence while committing the deed, Cowell thought of allowing the water tank to fall, which would conceal the water left behind after the young woman was dissolved.
Dang.
He also tampered with the rope suspending the water tank, using the fireworks at the end of the performance to cause the tank to drop and hide the watermarks. He poured the water from the primordial sea into a balloon during the preparation of the magic box and stuck it to the box's lid. Finally, he passed the prepared hook on a rope through the gap in the magic box's door when bringing the young woman to said box. When the magic trick officially began, the box containing the woman was lowered into the tunnel, tightening the hook rope and bursting the balloon containing the water. If all had gone to plan, the young woman would be dissolved at this time. However, Lillian was not from Fontaine, and thus fled the box with a loud noise. Realizing that there was trouble, Cowell entered the tunnel and met Lillian. Thinking that the waters had not yet taken effect, he decided to proceed. However, his opponent was more capable than he thought, and he was overcome, knocked unconscious, and placed into the magic box.
What an hell.
Became his own final victim. Lillian, according to her own statements, then changed clothes and hid until the performance ended, before hiding in other parts of the opera house.
Dang, so the other girls just got dissolved?
As for
messed
Lenny,
up.
he was in the underground structures within the opera house, and was thus ignorant of these happenings. From this reconstruction of events, we can conclude that Lenny, the accused, is in fact innocent.
Yes, sir. There we
While
go.
there is much in Lenny and Lillian's conduct that should still be investigated separately, this case at least can be handed over to the oratories to make the final decision.
Yep. Ooh, cutscene. Whoa. So what is the primordial sea? Yo, got the results. You are
As
not
such,
the father.
Lenny and Lynette are officially declared not guilty.
Let's go. Good job, Paimon.
Great work, partners.
Thank you all.
Yeah,
Thank you so much.
she killed it at the end. Let's not celebrate just yet, yeah.
I think we deserve an explanation, Guard Vaughn. How did you find the water from the primordial sea in Lenny's baggage?
Was he the accomplice?
Right! Your discovery caused me to make a serious mistake, you know. Or was that not a discovery, but false evidence that you dare to bring before this court?
I suspect that the accomplice mentioned in Cowell's notes was not Lenny, but you, yes? I'm sure you know what you must do to lessen your sentence.
Speak quickly! Unless you want to earn yourself a one-way ticket to Coupon Town.
Or, you know, dissolve yourself.
I was just following orders. We were supposed to place blame for the serial disappearances onto Lenny, and thus cause suspicion to fall on the Fatui.
Dang.
The higher-ups said this was the best opportunity to do so.
And now that your plan has fallen through, and the secrets of the water have been revealed, you have become a liability to said higher-ups, yes? Therefore, you would be wise to tell everything you know, and seek the protection of the guards.
Would.
Yes, I'll tell you everything I know. Our boss discovered that the water can cause people to dissolve. It can also be made into a potion, which, when extremely diluted, can cause people to experience unforgettable exhilaration.
Oh, right, the drugs.
We've been in this business for a while now, and have made decent more off it. The disappearances were also the boss's idea. I mean, this is the boss we're talking about. The...
Whoa! Yeah, see, that's what I was thinking, but I felt he was gonna do it himself.
What?
He turned into water. Jeez.
And now he can no longer talk.
Yep.
Such ruthlessness. I shouldn't have expected any less of them.
An outrageous act. All present, please submit to inspection immediately.
However, nothing is found on the scene apart from the liquid left behind after Vod dissolved. Yeah, I thought he was gonna willingly take it, honestly.
So, we're just going back now?
But I guess it would have been a little cliche. The problem seems to have been solved for now. We're not needed here anymore. For now, yeah.
But...
Traveler, Paimon! Please wait.
Yep.
I know you may not want to speak to me right now. Maybe you don't even want to look at me. But still, let me thank you again for defending me to the end. Even after you learned that I'm a member of the Fatui.
I just didn't wish to see anyone be falsely accused. I just wanted to be sure that we're square. I guess he did save us, yeah.
I guess. But regardless, I'd like the opportunity to set things straight. I didn't approach you with any ulterior motives or ill intent. I've spoken to you as myself, just plain Linny this entire time. As for why I'm a Fatus, it's because the goals of the House of the Hearth align with those of an orphan like me. That's all.
Okay. Yeah, so Fatui doesn't necessarily mean that they are from... What's it called? Snezhnaya, sorry. Yeah, they just joined the organization, but they can be from different places. Right, because Signora wasn't from... Yeah, was from Mondstadt.
That was how Father, who you might know as the Knave, approached recruiting us back then too.
The
Is he a Harbinger?
The one who controls the House of the Hearth? She's your father?
That's right.
Wait, what?
And since we're here, I was wondering, would you mind hearing a story? It's about my past.
Are we talking about Arlecchino?
Back when our parents first died, Lynette and I were left wandering the streets. To survive, I took to surreptitiously observing an older street performer who did magic. It took me several days to figure out how he pulled off his amazing tricks. I took my sister through several streets until we found a crowded corner, and we began to perform magic tricks there. To my surprise, we proved to be pretty popular, and we could at least stop worrying about where our next meal would come from for a time. But I didn't want my sister to remain a street rat together with me forever. Before long, an aristocrat came to me and claimed that he wished to take us in after watching my performances.
So you went from orphans to nobility just like that?
That was how we felt at first too. As if fate was on our side and we could say goodbye to those painful days. But I gradually discovered that while we were called foster children, he was really after my talent for magic tricks. He would constantly take me to all sorts of banquets to garner attention, which he would then use to expand his social circles.
Dang, that's messed up.
That doesn't seem too bad either. Better than roaming the streets at any rate.
I guess, but being used, you know?
It took a while for me to realize just how dark his heart really was. After one particular performance at a banquet, I discovered that Lynette was not on the same return vehicle as me. I waited a long time after we returned home, but she did not come back. I went to that noble's bedroom and asked him about her whereabouts. The answer he gave me was, she caught the eye of the most eminent person at the banquet, so I sent her over as a gift.
Yikes.
I mean, you'll be able to perform your magic regardless of who your assistant is, yes?
No, you idiot. The whole point is that they're twins. It's just a dumb move overall, and also messed up. I would do something that I can't say here legally.
Oh no. So he was gonna... But wouldn't Fontaine's laws deal with such people?
As far as outsiders are concerned, this is a relationship akin to adoption or foster care.
What the
frick? They have their ways of escaping the eye of the law.
Yeah, so what happened after that?
I managed to ferret out the location of the mansion of that so-called eminent person and hurried through the night. But by the time I leaped over the walls, avoided the guards, and made my way in, all I saw was the moonlit ground covered in blood. And the knave standing there in the darkness.
So,
dang.
She'd already taken care of that.
That's right. She had rescued my sister before she could come to any harm.
Yo,
and had even discovered several girls hidden in a basement, all of them orphans.
Jeez.
Father, I mean, the knave, might have seen something in me, and so she made me an offer. The House of the Hearth welcomes you, for your interests align with ours. Here, none will ever betray you. Indeed, betrayal shall never be permitted here.
I like how you can even see the differences. Sorry, this is really interesting. I don't mean to divert from it, but I like how you can even tell the differences between the level of detail that they put into a 4-star versus a 5-star, especially in the eyes. You can really see that. I don't know if for other 4 stars and 5 stars, but since these two are always standing next to each other, you know, it's very clear to see.
I was hesitant to trust her. I mean, I had just been betrayed by nobles, but she was also quick to destroy the noble who had taken us in at first, giving us back our freedom.
Freedom though, or just under new management, you know?
Oh, so that's how the two of you joined the House of the Hearth.
It's on the past though, the Navy's after the Gnosis, isn't she?
She has her own plans.
Yeah, we saw her in the trailer. I usually don't watch the trailers because I feel like they spoil stuff like this, you know, the relation between Arlecchino and these two. So yeah.
She has gained permission from the Tsaritsa to first use the Gnosis' power when she obtains it. She plans to use it to find a way to break the prophecy and save Fontaine.
Oh.
So, she believes in that prophecy too?
Interesting.
That's right. The whole House of the Hearth is currently working to combat that crisis.
Does she though? Is she tricking everyone, or...?
Today's case has also proven that people from Fontaine can indeed dissolve into some sort of water, thus further supporting the prophecy.
Is she behind that? Could she be using people to try to, prove that the prophecy is true? So they can, you know, find a way to, like, study how it happens, or how it happens, and try to find a way to counteract it. That will be an interesting arc, if it turns out she's part of it.
All of us house members here, Lady Arlecchino herself
included,
are from Fontaine. We won't give up on defending our homeland. To us orphans, the only connection we have left to this world, apart from our family, is our homeland.
Yeah, so she could genuinely be trying to save the people from the prophecy, but, you know, means to an end. Do they justify it?
From small deeds like distributing magic pockets to huge schemes like stealing a Gnosis, everything is aimed at dealing with that prophecy.
I'm sorry, but I still can't completely trust you. I mean, that's the Traveler speaking. I feel like I am mostly trusting at this point.
I understand. The only thing I can do is relate all this to you. I just hope you can understand that even as a member of the House, I have never stopped making my own decisions, and that I believe what I'm doing is right.
Sure, yeah, because otherwise you will also be working on that.
If you should need
if it
anything
is
at all
indeed
in the future,
their work.
Feel free to find me. I will do my best to help you, as plain Linny.
I understand. Thanks, Traveler.
Bye, Linny.
I feel like this is the most character that we've seen from the Traveler so far. Leave the Opera House. Okay, so I'm gonna stop this episode right here. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, check out other of my videos, check out other of the Genshin episodes that I recorded. But otherwise, thank you so much. Once again, I'm Aren, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye, everyone.